Welcome to this video on Writing Standard 3.4. We will discuss how to convey a picture in writing. We will be covering the core standards in writing. Write narratives to develop real or imagined experiences or events using effective techniques, well-chosen details, and well-structured event sequences. Use precise words and phrases, telling details, and sensory language to convey a vivid picture of the experiences, events, setting, and/or characters. We will be covering the following: how to convey a vivid picture of experiences, events, setting, and/or characters. You have been writing for quite some time now. You are able to put a sentence together and get your point across, and are able to communicate via the written word. The skills you learn in this session should help you improve your writing skills. The purposeful selection and use of effective words and phrases is what we're talking about when speaking of precise words and phrases. The words should be specific and accurate. The language should be natural, effective, and appropriate to the audience. The author should use lively verbs, specific nouns, and modifiers. The language used should enhance and clarify the meaning of the writing. A telling detail is a single specific detail at the right time in a narrative that evokes a mood or feeling. A telling detail points to things beyond itself. It says something, but implies a whole lot of other things. It grabs your attention, but if you use too many, it may become overwhelming. If a character walks into a room, there may be a table and some chairs or other furniture. But a telling detail would be something about the room that makes it unique. There may be a table and chairs, but also a collection of antique trains on a shelf in the corner, or it may be filled with several prisoners who've just broken out of prison. A telling detail would tell what kind of room the character is walking into. Sensory language is words and details that appeal to a reader's senses: sight, touch, hearing, smell, taste, emotion. Sensory language speaks to the reader's subconscious and senses. It creates pictures, sounds, or feelings. They effectively communicate by deepening the reader's understanding. For example, the speaker's words painted a picture for the audience. This plays on the visual sense, creating a visual image of the words that the speaker spoke. Precise words and phrases, telling details, and sensory language are all used to make writing more interesting. A writer can use these techniques to establish the images and feelings that he is trying to evoke in his reader. Read the following paragraph. And then compare it to this one. Both give the basic idea that winter stayed a long time and that the writer wanted to see the sun, but the second one gives much more details, playing on the reader's senses, comparing winter to a house guest that wouldn't leave. The feelings of the writer: he was worn out and depressed. The sky opening up and shaking itself like a clean dog. The writer wishing he'd kept a piece of cloud and put it in his pocket. They all convey a vivid picture of experiences and events, setting, and character. Let's do an activity to further enhance your skills. Think about how you would describe your bedroom to someone who had never seen it before. You could say it has 4 walls and a ceiling, which it probably does. But for a person to really understand what your room is like, you need to tell them all the details that make it special. What things, colors, sounds, and smells could you use? How do you feel about this room? What makes it special to you? What words could you use to convey a vivid picture? How could I use sensory language? By describing what you see, hear, taste, or smell, or what kind of emotion you feel, you convey sense. By saying the light is bright, you give the reader the idea that the light is bright. But if you say the light was so bright it felt like 1,000 needles poking into my eyes, you have, by using senses, conveyed that the light was so bright it hurt. What kinds of descriptive details could I use? Descriptive details tell the reader what kind or type. The boy saw a horse. Or, the boy saw a black horse running freely through the field, wind whipping its mane, hoofs pounding on the earth. The boy, trapped in the room, longed in his heart to be as free as the horse. It makes a big difference in the author's meaning. Why is this important? Precise language and telling details are important in conveying an idea or thought exactly the way the author wants it to be told. An author may not be able to get his point across without using these techniques. As a student, you're expected to be able to use precise words and phrases and meaningful descriptive details along with sensory language to convey experiences and events. We've come to the end of our session. We have discussed precise words and phrases, telling details, and sensory language. By the end of this session, you should know or be able to do the following. Convey a vivid picture of experiences, events, setting, and/or characters. This information should help improve your writing skills. Good luck with your writing.